The U.S. and Japan are gearing up for large scale military exercises starting this Thursday. The drill is dubbed Keen Sword and takes place every 2 years. 36,000 personnel, 30 vessels, and 370 aircraft from Japan's self defense forces and the U.S. military will participate in this year's exercises. And of course, it comes amid rising tensions in the South Pacific. North Korea said today that its recent missiles launches were simulated strikes on South Korea, and the U.S. Pyongyang points to the two nations' military exercises in the region, calling it a quote dangerous war drill. So Michael Penn joins me now from Tokyo to talk a little bit more about this. He is the president of the Shingetsu News Agency. Thank you so much for joining us. I have to admit that I have become much more familiar with the U.S. South Korea military drills and not so much with the ones that happen with Japan. Are the drills taking on new meaning this year because of the rising tensions between China and Taiwan, but obviously also because of what's happening with North Korea?
I think very much so, in the sense that you can see a lot of the media attention, both in the English language and Japanese language media. It is covering a lot more to do with military affairs. The Prime Minister of Japan this weekend visited some U.S. warships that were visiting for a naval review, and he spoke about how he believes that Japan needs to increase its budget for military spending. And these exercises, which you just profiled, they're going to be on the theory or on the scenario of defending remote islands that belong to Japan.
Yeah, I assume that the public line is this is just about military readiness. But is there more to it?
Well, yeah, I mean, the issue, the word which always goes along with this is deterrence, and that is the way that these things are billed. It's to show that that the United States and Japan and South Korea separately are all prepared in case there's some sort of military scenario in this region. But at the same time, if you listened to what the North Korean foreign ministry or the Chinese foreign ministry are saying, they're saying, well, we're not feeling so much deterrence here. We're feeling more like we're being provoked. So it's kind of, you get both sides essentially pointing at the other one, saying that, you guys are the ones raising the tensions here.
I'm curious about how the North Korean missile tests and these exercises, and the exercises with South Korea, how it's being framed within the Japanese media.
Well, the prime minister basically keeps talking about how the security situation around Japan, in the neighborhood of Japan, has become more severe. And this is more or less the line taken by the Japanese language media as well. It's sort of just a general sense that of kind of a latent threat, not exactly sure where it's going to come from, but the idea that Japan needs to be better prepared militarily in case something happens, for example, in Taiwan, or something happens on the Korean peninsula, or even potentially in the north with the Russian border.
There are reports that Japan is going to be taking part in a summit with South Korea later on this month. Can you tell us anything more about that?
Well, the last report, it hasn't completely been confirmed yet, but sometime around the middle or second half of this month, the Prime Minister of Japan and the President of South Korea would like to meet. They have been trying to sort of come together a little bit, but so far, even though the new president of South Korea very much wants to improve his relations with Japan, he's kind of constrained because there's still quite a bit of antagonism over history issues and other cultural issues between Japan and South Korea. So it's always kind of an uneasy relationship, even though the governments themselves now want to move a little bit closer to each other.
Oh, that's fascinating. Michael Penn, thank you very much.
Thank you.